Croissant power to the game's under £20 PSN sale. You can save tons of money on the really cool games I found for you in this sale, so don't forget to subscribe to save a lot of money and find some cool games in the future. You're welcome here anytime. This sale ends on the 20th of September, so that'll be your last date to pick up these deals. Let's look at the games. First up is Arizona Sunshine Deluxe Edition. It was released in 2017, so it's 5 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £7.39, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it for non-PS Plus members, so if you don't have PS Plus, this is a good deal for you. Especially as this edition includes 2 DLC expansions, the soundtrack, a theme, and a content pack for After the Fall. So you're getting the complete version of this game, along with some extra for one of their other games as well, which is pretty cool. This VR first-person shooter supports the Move controllers and an aim controller as well, which is amazing, as this game even has modes where you can play with the Move controllers for pistol play and that sort of thing, or a dedicated mode just for the aim controller, where it swaps out all of the pistols for rifles, which is amazing. More games should do that. If you own an aim controller, that should sell this game for you on its own. And if you don't have either, then you really should pick them up because that's what this game is designed for. You're really not making the most of VR without them. This game is set during a zombie apocalypse, where you finally hear other survivors over the radio, and now you must fight your way through the hordes of zombies to find your salvation. It features a co-op mode for the full game, and 4-player online multiplayer modes as well, which is fantastic. I wish more games would include co-op or multiplayer, and especially in VR, this is very unique and a really cool selling point if you've got a friend with VR who can play it with you. That would be amazing. I wish I had a friend that had this set up as well. So if you've got a PSVR unit and you're looking for a shooter and you're not bored of zombies, this is a really great one, a really good discount. I would highly recommend picking it up if you're interested. I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun with it. And hey, if you haven't played a VR FPS before and you own a PSVR headset, this is one of the best ones you can get. It was made from the ground up for VR, and it shows. It's a really good game with a lot of supported features and hardware. You can't ask for much more really, so if you're tempted, why not take a look at it? Ash of God's Redemption is our next game. It was released in 2020, so it's 2 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £3.19, which is pretty good. This is a turn-based strategy game where the Reapers have returned and are planning to drown the world in blood to awaken the slumbering gods. You play as 3 heroes destined to face this enemy. It features an ever-changing story based on your choices and tactics, and a really cool art style with beautiful graphics. There's not a lot of turn-based strategy games around, and this looks like a really cool one I've never heard of before, with a really cool replayable story with multiple endings and choices, and all in all it just looks like a pretty decent game. So if you're missing out on a bit of turn-based strategy, you might just want to check this one out. Next up is My Star by Beautiful Desolation. It was released in 2021, so it's only a year old, and it's on a 90% discount for the low price of £1.59, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal for a good game. This version even includes a free digital art book and a soundtrack as well, which is great. In this point-and-click adventure, you and your brother have been flung into a futuristic era ruled by highly advanced technologies, so now you must explore a post-apocalyptic African world with over 40 fully voice-acted characters and full of many beautiful varied locations and factions. There's a lot of developers that like to make old-school inspired games, but you don't see many games like this. You see a lot of point-and-click adventures, but not with this isometric style. It's really cool and different to me, and I think if you like retro games, you'll probably really enjoy this. So why not take a look at it? It's definitely different, and that's a good thing to me. I think people could have a lot of fun with this. And hey, if you've never played a game like this before, like if you're under 50, then you might want to take a look at this, especially if you like retro games, or games that are a bit different than normal. I've seen a lot of people say that the world in this game is really great, and you get really immersed in it. Like I said, it's my star buy. Why not take a look at it? It's different, and it might impress a lot of people. You never know. Blasphemous is our next game. It was released in 2019, so it's 3 years old, and it's on a 75% discount for the price of £4.99, which is pretty decent. In this game, a foul curse has fallen upon the land of Custodia, and only the penitent one, sole survivor of the Silent Sorrow massacre, trapped in an endless cycle of death and rebirth, can defeat the monsters and titanic bosses to free the world. This game had really great reviews when it came out. Everybody seemed to really love it. It's got harsh, brutal and bloody themes to it, But hey, if you're into the gore and you like action platformers, you'll probably really enjoy this. So if you've never heard of it or you like action platformers, definitely take a look at it. And if you've never played an action platformer before, then if you're okay with the gore, why not start here? It's a good price and a good game. Although there are others, so if you're not sure about the gore, then don't worry, you'll have plenty of other games to look at instead. Next up, we have Borderlands The Handsome Collection. It was released in 2015, so 7 years old, and is on a 75% discount for the price of £8.74, which is pretty decent for 2 full games, as this includes Borderlands 2 and Borderlands the pre-sequel as well. So again, 2 really good AAA games for a good price. In this FPS looter shooter, you get to explore the mayhem-filled world of Pandora as a vault hunter searching for hidden treasure across 2 full games in this award-winning series. And it also includes a free downloadable UHD texture pack for people with a PS4 Pro or a PS5, so you get a nice graphics upgrade as well if you've got a PS5 or a PS4 Pro. This game series is hugely popular, and they're probably the most famous looter shooter games around. So if you like that sort of gameplay, if you're into first-person shooters and you like collecting guns with random stats that you can upgrade along the way, you'll have a lot of fun in this game, because there's tons of that, and there's a great comedic story as well. Basically, if you're looking for a good FPS with a hilarious story and great looter shooter mechanics, then you should definitely pick up this collection. And if you've never played a game like this before, then you could either wait for the first one to go on sale, or pick up this collection instead. It's up to you, but you should have a great time either way. We'll go in anime next. Code Vein Deluxe Edition. It was released in 2019, so it's 3 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £12.99. Which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and a really great deal, especially for an anime licensed game. And this edition even includes the Season Pass, bonus Mia content, and the deluxe bonus Insatiable Bloodthirst accessory pack as well. So you're getting the complete version of the game, with a ton of extra content, which is great. This is a third-person action RPG, set after a mysterious disaster in a future apocalypse where the last few hidden survivors called Vein are blessed with power in exchange for their memories and a thirst for blood, risking becoming one of the bloodthirsty lost forever by utilizing their powers more and more. This game features co-op gameplay, which is really awesome and unique for an RPG. I wish more games would include this. So if you're a fan of Code Vein, or you like the sound of the unique RPG elements, then you might be very interested in this game. But otherwise, there's plenty of other RPGs to look at, and better deals as well if you're not interested in Code Vein specifically. Deadlight Directors Cut is our next game. It was released in 2016, so it's 6 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the low price of £2.59, which is really great, as this edition includes improved gameplay, controls, and 2 new game modes as well. This is a 2D survival adventure game, and this edition includes improved gameplay, controls, and 2 new game modes. This is set in a zombie apocalypse where you play as Randall Wayne, a father searching through a destroyed Seattle for his long-lost family. You must fight, sneak, and utilize your environment and limited resources in order to succeed, and maybe even find your family. This game had great reviews, and it seems pretty decent, and at this price, you're not investing a lot of money. So if you're looking for a cool little indie game, you might want to think about this one. Our next game is Devil May Cry HD Collection and 4SE Bundle. It was released in 2018, so it's 4 years old, although the games are much older than that really. And they're on a 70% discount for the price of £11.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen it, and an awesome price for so many games, as this bundle includes the first 4 Devil May Cry games, remastered with all of the DLC included, so you're getting 4 AAA games, and all of their DLC as well, for the complete experience. You can't ask for much more really, it's a great deal. In these third-person action games, you get to play as Dante the half-demon devil hunter, comboing your way through levels, slashing and shooting enemies, and battling massive bosses to build up huge point scores and save the day along the way. This is a legendary action series, and it really focuses on skill-based gameplay, racking up huge combos and scores, and you get ranked for every fight you're in. So if you're the sort of gamer that likes leaderboards, or playing for better scores, you'll probably really enjoy the gameplay in this. If you like action games, why not check them out? They're a great series, and it's a really great bundle. And hey, if you've never played action games like this before, then I probably wouldn't recommend this bundle, because you're getting a lot of games and a lot of time for your money, which is pretty bad if you end up hating them. So I take a look around instead and start somewhere else. You can always come back to this at a later date, when you know you love the genre. and then you know it's worth it. We have a fantastic action game next, Just Cause 4 Complete Edition. It was released in 2019, so it's 3 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £10.99, which is a phenomenal deal, as this edition includes 3 expansions, the Sky Striker wingsuit, Black Hand stealth jet, and the Black Market bundle as well. So you get a load of extra content that really makes the game a lot more fun, and adds a lot more cool stuff for you to play with, which you can't help but have fun with, and you'll probably really enjoy it. This is a third-person action-adventure game, where you play as Rico Rodriguez, returning to the land in solace, hunting down the truth about his past at any cost. You get to utilize a bevy of weapons, vehicles, explosives, and customizable gear such as your wingsuit, parachute, and grappling hook. This game is the ultimate action fest. It's all about crazy fun and non-stop action. So if you're the guy that runs around in GTA just blowing stuff up and causing havoc, and you don't care about the story in it, this game is designed for you. I mean, just take a look at the pictures of the crazy vehicles and weapons. It's amazing. It's like a 5-year-old was put in charge of the James Bond weapon division, and then this is the game that they based it on. If you're excited by what I've said, just buy it now, you can't go wrong. And hey, if you've never played one of these before, seriously take a look at it. They're a lot of fun, and they're top-notch action games. You'll love them, you really will. Unless you don't have a soul, but I can't help you with that, you need to call a voodoo doctor or something. That's your problem, not mine. Our next game is Murdered Soul Suspect. It was released in 2014, so it's 8 years old, and is on a 90% discount for the low price of £1.59, which is an absolutely amazing deal. This is a third-person action thriller, where you play Ronan O'Connor, a detective in Salem who was brutally murdered, and now you're trapped in the world of Dusk, where you must use your new supernatural abilities to investigate a string of murders, including your own. This game has mixed reviews on launch, but there was a lot of early bugs which didn't help. I'm assuming by now they've worked out the bugs, and you get a AAA game at a really good price. Games don't get much cheaper than this, especially ones from a high-profile publisher. If you like investigating games, or you like the idea of being a ghost trying to solve your own murder, you might just want to take a look at this game, because it looks really good for this price. We have a turn-based strategy game next, Otherside. It was released in 2020, so it's 2 years old, and it's on a 70% discount for the price of £7.49, which is pretty good. In this game you get to control mankind's last hope, the Daughters. Echoes of the greatest warrior that ever lived, are all who stand against the dread creatures arisen from the worst of humanity's crimes. It features RPG elements and permadeath for your daughters, so if you like turn-based strategies, or you're a fan of games like XCOM, then you'll probably really enjoy this game. I really like the art style, and the story seems pretty intriguing as well. Although it does look pretty dark and violent, so if that's something you're not keen on, then, stay away. And hey, if you've never played a turn-based strategy game before, then I don't think I'd recommend this. You can get other more AAA ones for cheaper than this, so you should take a look around, or subscribe, and then you won't miss out when they come on sale in the future. An old school franchise is next, Rise of the Tomb Raider 20-year celebration. It was released in 2016, so it's 6 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £4.99, which is really good, as this version is remastered in 4K, and includes all of the DLC, including an extreme difficulty mode for the main campaign, extra skins, and more content as well, which even includes a PSVR DLC, so if you've got a PSVR headset, that'll be great. In this action-adventure, you follow Lara on her first tomb raiding expedition to the most treacherous and remote regions of Siberia. It features a VR mode for the Blooded Ties DLC, a zombie nightmare combat mode, co-op play and endurance mode, and different graphics modes. So you're really getting a lot of extra content with this, and the addition of a VR DLC is pretty cool if you've got a headset. I like the rebooted Tomb Raider games. They do justice to the series, and they're basically an Uncharted rip-off, so if you like the Uncharted games, you'll like these too. So why not take a look at this if any of that sounds good to you. And the final game I have for you is Sparklight. It was released in 2019, so it's 3 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for the price of £3.99, which is really good. In this action-adventure, you get to explore the procedurally generated world of Geodia, battling foes with gadgets, guns and gear, as you explore dungeons, solving puzzles and fighting huge bosses. It features 5 biomes to explore, gadgets to create, and hidden collectibles as well, for a bit more replayability. This game looks really similar to old school Zelda games, but it ain't as good as them, so don't get your hopes up. But hey, if you like retro top-down action games, then you might really enjoy this. Pretty much the only negative I've heard is it's pretty short, but at this price, that's not going to matter a lot, so if you like the look of it, why not take a look at it? It seems really good to me. And hey, if you've never played a top-down action-adventure game before, then this looks like a really decent one, but you can get some epically good AAA ones as well for about the same price on sale, so it's a hard decision, because you can definitely get better games for the same price. I'd probably recommend getting the AAA ones instead, but hey, if you can't wait, or you really like the look of this one, then why not take a look at it? I still think it looks pretty good. And that's all the games I have for the Games Under £20 PSN sale. What did you think of the games I picked? Did I pick good ones? Did I pick bad ones? And what about the star buy? Did it deserve it? Or should some other game have got it instead? Leave all your complaints down in the comments and we can argue about it later. Don't forget to subscribe if you liked the video and you want to find some more cool games in the future and save some more money. Anyway, I hope you guys found some games you're interested in, but more importantly I hope you guys saved a lot of money. I'll see you in the next sale. Au revoir.